please take the screenshot first for proof of attendance.
By the way,
Okay,
screen recording
we're
can hear
still
your voice as you
missing
talk.
around 3 people, sir. 2, 3. Yeah.
We are waiting for.
Check first.
Many people.
Sekarang jadi 4.
Okay. And then that's okay. While we're waiting, please just rename according to your class. Yeah. Like for example, D, for example, Darren underscore Darren, for example. Yeah.
Oh, I'm D. Gua apa ya?
You're D.
Oh, thank you very much. Are you sure, Mal?
Roy, we're in the same fucking class.
Oh, I didn't know that. Aku udah lupa terlalu banyak kelas.
HRM?
Yes.
Is HRM the same as our BCS?
Hey!
Morning, bro.
Morning, bro.
Kenapa di sini?
Health research. Langsung selesai
Good
dengan
morning, Dr. Melissa. Dr. Melissa Audi.
everyone.
Join
Everyone.
Biar nggak terlambat nanti.
Wait, HRM is the same as DCS?
No, it's separate.
Darren, have you received my file?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you shared to your friend?
Already, sir.
Okay, thank you. And actually, the slide is actually usually delivered by Dr. Melissa, but I don't know exactly right now why I should Dr. Atik arrange this kind of thing. Then that's okay. Yeah. And Dr. Melissa, allow me to use your PPT to deliver this class for today.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, and please give me some additional information or clarification if my presentation or I see something is not clear, yeah? Because I think actually it is originally from your PPT, so I think you know this kind of thing much better than me in this slide, yeah? Please don't hesitate to correct me or give additional information for the class so our student can understand comprehensively. Okay, who wants to help me share the screen?
Okay, I'm scared.
Guys, please don't during the presentation because I have to record from the MacBook microphone.
Someone share screen.
I can't because I'm recording. If not, I can share screen from my iPhone.
I can help sharing the screen though. Okay, thank you, Jill.
Can you see my screen though?
Yes. Yes. Okay, guys. Since I want to explain this, I will try to do my best. But maybe I will stop my video because sometimes my connectivity is not quite good when video and audio is open simultaneously. We try as far as I can. Okay. Okay, we try. Last week, I just want to know, not last week, but last Friday, I think, Dr. Atik already give you a lecture regarding descriptive statistic, right?
Yes, no.
Okay, Dr. Atik share you some kind of data set or you already, installed the SPSS, all of you?
I think after the test, after the Lebaran libur, after the holiday, we will do the SPSS.
Okay, so just the theory of this. Okay, it's just some kind of the theory, but at the end of this kind of slide, actually there is some kind of example you to click it regarding the SPSS actually, yeah. But that's okay. Then I will try. Okay, today we continue to choosing statistical analysis to test research hypothesis, or we call it inferential statistic or statistical inference. Yeah. Okay, next slide. Yeah. Okay, what is statistics here? Actually, statistic here in our field is, as better we call it biostatistic. Yeah, it's the terminology, the appropriate terminology is biostatistic. In this case, the science of collection, analysis, yeah, the science of collection. So it starts from the collection of the data, yeah, analysis, how you to analysis, how you to interpretation and presentation of data, yeah, for the purpose of inferring proportion in a whole from those in a representative samples. Yeah, I think the word choice here, in the slide, in our slide, is academic word, so it's very easy for you to understand. Yeah. So I think it is better you try to find out more what is definition of biostatistic, but it's not far from this kind of reference, this kind of definition. Yeah. Statistic and statistic group to show values. Yeah. Whether there are differences between group or group of interest. Probability value, or sometimes this use we put it like P, this value or probability value is a number which describing how likely it is that your data would have occurred by random chance. Yeah. In this case, there's the null hypothesis is true. It's coming like this. Yeah. I just want to inform you, when we plan analysis data, actually before we get the collection the data, the most important is our design, research design, and the instruments of our research. Yeah. Why? Because the collection data depends on the equipment, the instrument that you use to collect. Yeah. So it is so the statistical process is just a follow up. What is your research mind theme actually? Yeah. So it just follow up. So when you have wrong choice or error in your instrument, before the process of the collection data. So the process of collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation data will be jeopardized. Yeah. If your process in the construct your instruments of research is not appropriate. Yeah. Ini you should be regarding this. You should remember this thing. Okay, next slide. Sorry. I think it sounds leaking. Just a minute.
There's a what?
Excuse me.
Ini orang.
Hey, can you take my pen, please? Behind the laptop.
Take me with you.
You wanna go?
No, I can't.
Can I borrow this?
That's rough.
Besok ya, ingetin.
Sorry. Okay, it's mute. Forget I repeat it. So
It's
uh,
weird.
uh So this slide, I'm sorry, I already explained it to you, but my audio is turned off, it's mute. Okay, variables is something that are have variations here, yeah, like numerical, like body weight, and categorical variable like gender, male and females, yeah. For example, I try to mention to you that categoric variables, yeah, categorical variables, for example, like for example, like gender, we have male and female. That's why gender we call it variables. Why? Because the result is various. Okay. And for dependent, independent, and dependent variables here, yeah, we have independent and dependent variables, and we have compounding variables as well. Yeah, independent variables, we usually say the variables that cause something, like causal, to the dependent variables, or we call it effect, something like that. So majority of research, actually, as majority of research is just explain relationship between the independence and dependence variables. Okay, yeah. And in between, we call it confounding variables. Yeah, I mean the variables who actually interfere or included actually in the process of in between the relationship between the independent variable and dependent variables. And there are some factors or variables that we call it confounding factors, who can affect the relationship between these two variables. Yeah. Okay, next slide. Oh my God. And this is like distribution of data. You little bit smile, Malaki. You see the ghost here.
Yeah, it's really the paranormal one is really funny.
Yeah, I know. I think you see the picture goes here, and you see the okay. Yeah, distribution of data is the data distribution in parametric. We call it distribution of data. We have parametric and non-parametric. The data distribution, we have normal like bell shape in the normal distribution. Yeah. In the normal distribution, and for it is normal. But if it is not normal, of course it is just some kind of joke, yeah, like paranormal distribution is not like actually not like this, but abnormal distribution, they get like skew, yeah. Sometimes it's left, sometimes it's right, yeah. Skew to the left, skew to the right, yeah. It's that. But it is okay in terminology. It is to understand is, yeah, it's okay. Normal distribution and paranormal distribution, and like, yeah, you know the picture, like Casper. You know Casper?
Yes, no.
Yeah, it looks like Casper. Yeah, and for the central tendency. Yeah, central tendency. I think you already learned with Dr. Atik, yeah, right? With central tendency. For parametric, the central tendency is the mean. For non-parametric, the central tendency is sometimes median, sometimes it's modes. Yeah. For central tendency. Yeah. For non-parametric, in is median. Yeah. For variability, the bus is plus and minus. I mean the symbol is plus minus. For parametric tests, we call it standard deviation. So when we report it, something, data normally distributed, so central tendency and mean plus minus SD, standard deviation. But for non-parametrics, the variability is we use median and mean until max. I mean the minimum is the lowest number until the highest number here. Yeah, max. Okay, so like normal distribution and normal distribution. Yeah, Okay, next slide. Yeah, it is some kind analysis and diagnosis in statistic. Yeah. Um, we call it the items like scale of independent variables. Actually, in the diagnosis, yeah, we can say it is categoric or numeric. Yeah, we can check it. Yeah, I mean scale is it is some kind of typo. Number two, scala. It is scale of dependent variables. It is categoric or numeric. So independent and dependent variable can be categoric and numeric as well, or dependent variable is categoric and numeric as well. Yeah, and type of analysis, there are some kind of descriptive analysis. I think descriptive analysis already delivered by Dr. Atik. Yeah, and there is some kind of, then is analytic statistic. Yeah, and analytic statistics is delivered some kind of comparative analysis, correlative analysis, and multivariate analysis. Yeah, according to type of samples, they are paired and not paired or independent. Like type of sample like paired mean here, for example, like pre and post test. Yeah, pre and post test. That's why we call it paired. I mean, it is the sample is the same sample but measured in different time. And type of sample, another type is independent. For example, group A and group B. For example, when I want to test the difference of mean between class A, B, C, and D, so class A, B, C, and D are independent. Why? Because the people in class A is different from class B, different from class C, and different from class D. That's, we call it independent. Yeah, so the sample is different. Based on the number of groups, yeah, a statistical analysis can be done with one sample groups. And if we want to compare, we compare to a gold standard or a number from theoretical or previous study. Yeah, got it. And beside that, we have two groups. For example, I want to compare class A and B, for example, it is two groups. Or I want to compare before and after intervention. Yeah, we call it, it's two as well. And then the other is number of groups can be more than two. Yeah, like for this class, for example, I want to compare A, B, C, D, and E. So we have four classes. We have four groups there in this case. Yeah. Yeah. Now, for numerical data, we have another concern regarding this. It means a distribution of the data. Yeah, it's normally distributed or not normally distributed. Yeah, normally or not normally are very crucial. It's very important to determine what kind of analysis that we want to conduct. Yeah, to want to perform. Okay, I continue. Next slide. Yeah. Okay, guys. This slide, I think it is better you make it in some kind of, you print it and maybe you can laminating it or something and you put in your desk. Yeah, or in your mobile phone. It's okay. Why? Because this is some kind of summary of what kind of statistical that we want to use not only in this course, but as well as in biostatistic for next year. Yeah, I think next year you are in semester 4 right now, right? When you are in semester sixth semester in this sixth semester, you will learn regarding biostatistic. Yeah, you can ask your senior. Yeah, batch 22, I think. You are batch 23, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you can ask your senior batch 2022. Right now, they learn regarding biostatistic, and we still using this kind of static hypothesis test algorithm for numeric comparative analysis, and like this. For example, I want to explain to for comparing mean. Yeah, it is just one group. Yeah, just one group. For example, you see the blue arrow. Yeah, uh, because it is just one group, please check the normality test. Yeah, normality test. And if the number of the samples or participant or population is uh, maximum 50, yeah, maximum 50, we choose Shapiro-Wilk test to test the normality. But if our number of participant or our data is bigger than 50, uh, we should use Kolmogorov-Smirnov. Yeah, normality test with Kolmogorov-Smirnov. Yeah, and when the result is come out here, when the data is normally distributed, okay, for one group, we use one sample t-test. Okay, and for if the data is not normally distributed, we use one sample non-parametric test. With I mean, the first is using the red arrow to one sample t-test, and there is a green arrow to one sample non-parametric. Okay, yeah. I want to give you just slower, yeah, one by one, piece by piece. So I hope you can understand regarding this kind. And then we have two groups. Yeah, two groups divided into two. Unpaired sample. I mentioned unpaired sample like class A, B, C, and D. For example, A and B, two groups. I mean here, sorry, group male and female student, for example, yeah, male and female student, for example, the unpaired samples. And there are related samples like before, after, yeah. For example, before you join this class, I give you some kind of questionnaire or question, yeah, and then after this lecture, I give you the quiz and the same question, the same set question uh, before, and then we call it related samples, yeah. Related samples. So related samples like pre and post. Pre and post. Like pre and post, it is related samples. Okay. Now we continue, and unpaired we see like normality test again. If if the result is normal distributed, so we use the red priest independent or unpaired t-test, yeah, for both, yeah. T-test, the same, the t-test, but there is two kind, unpaired and independent. But when we get the data is not normally distributed, yeah, for unpaired sample, we use Mann-Whitney U-test, the yellow one, good distribution. Now, for normally distributed to related, we should pair t-test, but when the skewed norm distribution, we use Wilcoxon. Okay? Wilcoxon test. Okay. Yeah. Now. And then we continue. For how about more than two groups? It's quite the same. It is unpaired and related samples. But unpaired, we check if the normality is, the normal distribution, we use one-way ANOVA, analysis of variance. Yeah, analysis of variance. We call it one-way ANOVA. And then if it is the skewed distribution, we use Kruskal-Wallis test. The name is Kruskal-Wallis test. And yeah, for related samples, for unpaired sample, for example, like A group A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D is unpaired samples. For related samples, for example, like pre-test, post-test, and then next week I give you again the same question. We call it post-test 1 or post-test 2, and then we call it repeated measurement. Yeah, we call it repeated measurement. Jadi for example for class A, for example, today I give you quiz, and then I give you lecture. Then again I give you quiz again, the same question, pre-test, post-test, and then next week I give you the same the same question again. And next week I give you same question again. We call it to related samples, and we call it repeated measurement. Yeah, GLM here is generalized linear model. Yeah, if the data is normal distribution, we use GLM repeated measurement. But if the skewed distribution or data is not normally distributed, we use Friedman test. Okay. I understand. Maybe for you it's not easy to understand in just one slide, but I hope, I don't know exactly this meeting is recorded or not. I don't know. Yeah, it is recorded or not, Darren?
I think it's recorded, sir.
Recorded, yeah. Okay. If it is recorded, it's okay, because if you cannot understand, maybe you can watch again this video. Yeah, it is better not only for you but also for me. Yeah, maybe if I think I give you something wrong information regarding this point, I can revise it. I can check it. Okay, I hope. Okay, next slide. Yeah, guys, if you have any question, just raise your hand and directly ask me, okay? Because I cannot see, I cannot see everyone in my screen. Yeah, so just and ask. Okay. Other statistical analysis is like categorical comparative analysis. So we compare two or more categorical data analysis. We can use chi-square test, or we can use Fisher exact test, and so on. Yeah, and there is some kind of then correlation, for example. Yeah, correlation between A and B. We can use Pearson correlation. Okay, sorry. Correlation, we can use Pearson correlation and Spearman correlation as well. Yeah, we can elaborate more about it. And there are some kind of multi-variables. Yeah, logistic regression, linear regression, and etc. Yeah, And there are some kind of second generation of multivariables analysis like structural equation modeling or SEM. Yeah, is for the second generation. And then the new one is like big data or machine learning and deep learning. Yeah, actually it is for advanced. Yeah, but at least you already know about it, have heard about it. Okay, next slide. Yeah, it is the same like statistical hypothesis test algorithm for categorical comparative analysis. Yeah, in here we comparing proportion or percentage. Yeah, uh, variable independence like one group, two groups, or more than two is the same. With one group, we use binomial uh, binomial test. For two groups, because it is categorical, yeah, two groups with unpair on pair, yeah, when unpaired we see there is some kind of rules here. Yeah, if the rules is normally distribution, I mean the distribution of data, but for this categorical comparative analysis, the point rules is expected count. Yeah, less than 5 or bigger or maximum 25% cells, uh, less than 5. Yeah, for unpair, if there is none expected, I mean the data there is no data expected count less than 5. Yeah, we use continuity correction with table 2 times 2. Yeah, 2 times 2 table we use continuity correction.
Tita,
But
please.
if there is yes, there is expected count less than 5 or 20%, we have used Fisher exact test in here. Okay. Yeah. For pair, yeah, before after we use McNamara. Yeah. And for more than two groups, for unpair, yeah, more than two group unpair like A, B, C, D, use, and then there is no expected count less than 5, we use Pearson chi-square test. The table is more than 2 times 2. Yeah, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, or 3 times 4, 3 times 9. Yeah, 6 times 8, for example, the table is like this. We use Pearson chi-square. Yeah. Now, if there is expected count less than 5 or bigger than 25% cells, we use Mann-Whitney for this case. Yeah. Or unpaired. Yeah. Unpaired. So for more than two groups pair, yeah, like I just mentioned, like post test 1, post test 2, for example, we use Cochran, yeah, if the algorithm for categorical. So the data is categorical, yeah, it's different. So please be careful with this kind of table. You should be careful. It is my data is numerical or categorical, yeah. Okay, next slide. Yeah. For correlative analysis, if the dependent and independent variable is numeric, yeah, numeric, I mean independent variable is numeric and dependent variable is numeric as well. So if the normal distribution of data are normal, so we use Pearson correlation. Yeah. Pearson correlation. And if the data is not normally distributed, we use Spearman. And Spearman also can use when the data is numeric to category. Yeah. For example, independent variable is numeric, but dependent variable is categoric. For example, we can use Spearman correlation to this. And for categoric data, I mean independent variable is categoric, dependent variable is categorical as well. We use Kendall-Tau, yeah, Kendall-Tau analysis. correlation. Yeah, correlation. It is for correlative analysis. Okay, next. Mhm. Okay, ini some kind of example. Yeah, a research like analyze with Dr. Melissa. Are you still there? Dr. Melissa is still there.
Yes, Pak Heri.
Yeah, Dr. Melissa, can you help me to explain this kind of slide, the example slide?
Okay. So we're going
Thank
to
you.
we're going to practice to identify within a sentence of a research hypothesis. For example, in this case, a researcher would like to analyze whether there are any difference, statistical difference, in enamel lesion depth after demineralization between three different materials. So the materials that we're going to use is different toothpaste. So the first toothpaste contained fluoride 1000 part per million ppm. And then the second one contains only 100 ppm. And the third one has only abrasive material without fluoride content in it. So we have three different toothpaste, and then we apply it to a sample. The sample can be an extracted tooth, and then we're going to check the enamel lesion depth using a microscope. Okay, so using this hypothesis, according to you, first question, what are the independent and dependent variable in this research? Can you identify?
I think for independent is the toothpaste and dependent is the enamelation depth.
Okay, correct. And for the toothpaste, because there are three different concentration in the toothpaste, is it a categorical or numerical variable?
Is it numerical?
Why do you think it's numerical?
Because it's the same category.
If you mention category, then it should be categorical. So the correct one, is it categorical or numerical for the toothpaste? You remember we have three types of variable. In categorical variable, we have nominal and ordinal. In ordinal, usually you have leveling in it, like educational level, low, medium, and high. That is, we call it ordinal. And in another categorical variable is nominal. Nominal, that means each category have no leveling. It is equal with each other. Like gender, male and female, we consider it nominal categorical variable. Or religion, for example, Muslim, Buddha, Hindu, Christian, all are categories, but it is equal with each other. So in this case, we have three different type of toothpaste. Each have different concentration. So what type of variable is this independent variable? What do you think? It should be. Guys, any guess is okay.
Is it categorical, Doc?
It should be categorical. So the independent variable is categorical, And the dependent variable, we are going to measure enamel lesion depth. And usually we measure it using a device and it will appear like in nanometer. So it should be numerical. So we have toothpaste as independent categorical variable, and the dependent variable will be the outcome will be in numerical as the measurement value. Question number 3, how many groups are being tested? How many?
3 groups, Doc.
3 groups, because we have 3 different type of toothpaste. Are the groups unpaired or related? And you should go back to the hypothesis. The question is to analyze whether there are any difference in enamel lesion depth between different toothpaste. In your opinion, the sample, the extracted tooth, is the same sample or different?
Different, Doc.
Different. So the groups is unpaired or related?
Unpaired.
Unpaired. So if you can imagine, it's an independent sample exposed by different toothpaste. Okay. Then which statistical test should be used in the data should be used if the data distribution is not normal?
Who's casualist, Doc?
Yes. So can you, Tio, can you go back to the diagram? Yes, this one. So because the question is whether there is a mean difference, that means the hypothesis is comparing mean. And because we have 3 groups, it will be more than 2 groups on the right side. And the sample is unpaired, so the option will be Kruskal-Wallis or ANOVA. And because the normality test was stated is not normal, then we will choose the non-parametric test, which is Kruskal-Wallis. Okay. Next. Okay. Please see the second scenario. A researcher would like to test a hypothesis. Antimicrobial effect of an AOCL is different with control group in vitro. So if you imagine we do an experiment in the laboratory and we will use this agar in the laboratory and we incubate them. So the first group, you put an AOCL liquid on the top of the agar, and then you check whether the bacteria is growing or not. And the other one, the control group, is only saline, so liquid without any antimicrobial effect. So in vitro, usually we will use bacterial count, CFU, to measure how many bacteria is growing on each agar. Okay, so please answer question number 1 to 5. What are the independent and dependent variable in this research?
Independent, the NOHL, and dependent is the bacteria.
Okay, so what we're going to measure is the antimicrobial effect, which is measured by CFU in numbers. So the dependent will be the bacterial growth. Okay, that. And the independent is the type of liquid that you are using. In this case, we have 2 types of liquid, which is an AOCL and control group. So the independent one, Gio said it is the liquid type. It is categorical or numerical?
Is this categorical?
Categorical. And the bacterial growth is numerical. Okay. How many groups are being tested?
2 groups, Doc.
2 groups. Okay. Are the groups unpaired or related?
Unpaired.
Unpaired. So if the sample are completely different, must be unpaired. In related, if it is related, the keyword is the same sample measured twice or more. If somebody, we're going to check the runners in the marathon, their blood pressure before running and after running. In that case, same person, same runner is measured twice. In that case, it is a related, or we call it a paired sample. Okay, if it is not measured the same person or same sample twice, then it should be unpaired. Okay, if we check on the diagram, which statistical test should be used if the data is normally distributed?
Unpaired t-test.
If it is normal, it is unpaired or independent t-test. And if it's not normal, we can use the alternative using manual t-test. Okay. When you input the data, Dr. Atik already told you about descriptive data last week. When you input the data, we will use numbers. So NaOCl group will be labeled as 1, and then control group will labeled as 2. It's the same situation like the toothpaste before. You will put 1, 2, 3 and label it as 1000 ppm, 100, and then control. So even though you input it as numbers, but the numbers is not representing numerical variable, okay? Because the number is representing categories. So the difference, why both are numbers, but one is category, one is numerical. In numerical value, we can do mathematical analysis on it. You can count the average, you can do some mathematical analysis if the variable is numerical. But in categorical, you cannot, because each numbers representing different categories. So it is not representing an actual number, but it is representing different categories. Okay, so even though when you see the SPSS data or the Excel data in Excel, you see all our numbers. Be careful, some of the numbers are only labels for NaOCl group and control group, labels for different toothpaste. So you cannot do mathematical analysis on these numbers. Okay, next. Okay, this is what we call a diagnodent pen. It looks like something on the screen. So this device, you put it on the surface of enamel of the tooth, and then the diagnodent is put some laser beam to the tooth, and it will show you any remineralization or demineralization happening in that tooth. So it's a very handy instrument. So in this research, we want to analyze toothpaste efficacy in improving remineralization using diagnodent panel. And the research hypothesis is that there are differences in enamel demineralization between baseline measurement, so before you apply anything to the teeth, or we call it before intervention, and then you give the patient toothpaste, and you want to see whether that fluoridated toothpaste have an effect. So you check the same tooth 1 week after using the toothpaste, and then 1 month of using that toothpaste. So this study is in vivo. That means we examine the tooth directly on the patient's mouth. Okay, so the patient have to come 3 times before you give the toothpaste, a week after, and a month after. Okay, what are the variables in this research? What is the independent and what is the dependent?
I think for the independent is the toothpaste and the dependent is the remineralization.
The toothpaste is only one type. That means it's not the variable.
Is it the diagnodent pen?
No. unless in the research hypothesis is mentioned whether the toothpaste have several different groups. Yeah, but in this, I think in this scenario, it's only one type of toothpaste. So here we see 3 different timelines. Okay, the time before, 1 week, and 1 month. And then the dependent, so the duration of use of toothpaste is the independent variable. And then the dependent variable is the measurement result from the diagnostic pen, which show the remineralization on the tooth. Okay, so are the category the independent variable, which is duration of use, the time, is categorical or numerical?
Categorical.
Categorical, time-wise, and the diagnostic pen measurement will be numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
Numerical. Okay. So how many times are sample being measured? Same sample, same person, same patient are being measured 3 times. Okay, before, after 1 week, and after 1 month. So in your opinion, are the measurement unpaired or related?
Paired. Related.
Related, paired, because same subject, same research subject are being examined 3 times. Okay, and which statistical test should be used if the data distribution is not normal?
Friedman.
If it's normal, it should be
GLM.
GLM. Yes, so GLM. And if it's not normal, we use the alternative, the non-parametric test, which is Friedman. Okay, good. Next. Okay, the research hypothesis is there are differences in maxillary arch width before and after orthodontic treatment. Okay, so usually if a patient undergoing an orthodontic treatment, the first step they will get a panoramic or an X-ray examination, and then they will have the impression taken. Okay, the first time they come, and then next is after several months or years after they use the wire. Okay, so in this case, we want to check before and after orthodontic treatment. Let's say 1 year after treatment. So we want to check whether there is differences in maxillary arch width. It may be in centimeter or in millimeter, the measurement. Okay, so what are the variables in this research? The dependent variable will be
Maxillary arch width.
maxillary arch width, which is numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
Numerical. And what are the independent variables?
Orthodontic treatment.
Orthodontic treatment. And usually we will check it by time of the treatment. Okay. And how many groups are being tested?
2, Doc.
Before and after, which is 2. Are the groups unpaired or related?
Related.
Related because same subject are being measured twice. Okay. So which statistical test if the data distribution is normal? It should be
Test. Paired t-test.
paired t-test. And if it's not normal, we should use
Wilcoxon.
Wilcoxon. Good. So you know how to use the diagram well. Okay, so the first step is always to define which one is the dependent, which one is the independent. And next you make sure, is it categorical or numerical? Next step, how many groups, and then whether the groups are independent, unpaired, or related. Then you decide which statistical test should be used. So later in your research proposal, you can predict. Usually in the chapter 4, in the template, the subtitle will be data analysis. So you will mention that this data will be analyzed using an SPSS software, and the statistical test that will be used is this or this. So you can already predict the statistical test you will use based on your research hypothesis. Okay, so this is the use of this topic. Next. Okay. So research example 5, these are a very special toothbrush. So the toothbrush, the handle is quite big because we put a special sensor on the toothbrush. So the sensor on the right, we can insert it to the handle of the toothbrush. Okay, so people usually, when we ask using questionnaire, how long do you brush your teeth? They will answer, 2 minutes, because they know from the toothpaste commercial that minimum time you need to brush your teeth is 2 minutes. But whether they are actually brushing their teeth 2 minutes or not, we don't actually know. So the sensor in this toothbrush, the purpose is to measure how long actually a person brushed their teeth. So we give this special toothbrush to the mother, father, first child, and second child. So 4 members of the family. And then they use it, and after a while they return the toothbrush to us, and then we can extract the data from this special sensor. Okay, so then we know how long in minutes and seconds each member of the family brushed their teeth. So if the research hypothesis is there any differences in duration of toothbrushing between 4 members of the family? What are the independent variable? The dependent, sorry. What is the dependent variable?
Mother, father, child.
The dependent or independent?
Dependent.
Wouldn't the family be the independent though?
Yes, the family will be the independent one, the family members. And the dependent variable, the thing that we're going to measure, is the time. How long do they brush their teeth using this special toothbrush? So that means the independent variable is the family member, which is categorical, and the numerical value, the dependent is time, which is a numerical value because you can put it in seconds. Okay. And how many groups are being tested?
4.
4. That means more than 2. And are the groups unpaired or related?
Unpaired.
Unpaired, because it's different person, mother, father, first child, second child. Okay. And what statistical test should be used if the data distribution is not normal? So it's more than 2, comparison. Sorry? Kruskal-Wallis, yes. So if it's normal, you can use ANOVA, but if it's not normal, then we use the alternative. The non-parametric test is Kruskal-Wallis. Okay, good. Next. Okay, so that is the example. I will give it back to Baheri.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Melissa. It's why I ask students they already install SPSS or not, and I think I don't know exactly, but if you already have installed the SPSS, maybe we can continue to this. Yeah, but okay, if not, yeah, just check it, and if you already install, you can take a look again to this PPT. Yeah, slide. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Melissa, to explain the the other part. Okay, for example, it is like parametric. We click to analyze here, and then what we are going to test, like what we want to compare means, okay, and then we clicking, and when we compare means, there are uh, four types of test. One sample t-test, independent sample, already mentioned, right? Yeah, Dr. Melissa already explained regarding the research example, yeah, before. Independent sample t-test and paired sample t-test, before after, yeah, before after, like t-test. And another thing is one way ANOVA test. If we want to compare means, yeah, one way ANOVA is more than two groups to compare means, yeah. But before we conduct this, we should realize that we must test the normality data, yeah. So when we already obtain the status of normality, it is distributed normally or not normally distributed. The data, yeah, depends on the number of subject. You choose Shapiro-Wilk or Kolmogorov-Smirnov. Yeah, you should, and then you can conduct one of these kind of tests. Yeah. Okay, please don't forget to fulfill the assumption. Yeah, we call it in statistical, we call it full the assumption. Yeah, including the distribution normality of the data. Next slide. Okay. For non-parametric, we can use it. We click analysis, choose non-parametric test, and there are some kind of legacy dialog here. We have one sample, KS mean Kolmogorov-Smirnov, for one sample Kolmogorov-Smirnov. Yeah, we have that. One sample KS. We have two independent samples. We have K independent sample, I mean sample more than two, yeah, and two related sample and K related samples. Yeah, it's quite the same. So one group is one sample. Two groups is independent using independent, or if not, is if it is related pair, use two related samples. And more than two, if it is independent, use K independent sample, or if it is related, use K related samples. If more than two. I think you already got the point, yeah, from Dr. Melissa's explanation. Okay, next slide. Yeah, for ANOVA repeated measurement, I mean for general linear model, you use analyze general linear model. We use here repeated measurements, yeah, for this. And how we conduct in detail, we can learn together later in the skills lab or practicum side, yeah. For statistical practicum, we can learn precisely, and in next year you will learn more precisely in biostatistic course, yeah, our biostatistic course. Okay. Okay, next slide. Yeah, for correlation here, we see analyze, correlate. Yeah, correlate, and we have you choose bivariate. Bivariate, B mean two, variate mean variable. So combine, try to correlation between two variables. Yeah, here. Yeah, click by variate. For example, like here in this extent is larutan and densitas. Yeah, larutan and densitas, and then we choose correlation coefficient. We have Pearson here. Yeah, because in this case, for example, density, for example, larutan, yeah, it is, we have Pearson, Kendall-Tau, and Spearman. You choose appropriate statistical analysis according to the assumption, like the kind of the data, yeah, it is numerical or categorical, categoric, numeric, yeah, or numeric to categorical, for example. Yeah, you can do it. And then okay, yeah, we can continue it. Okay, next slide. Is there any? Okay, the task here. Dr. Melissa, can you explain the task to the student? And hello? Yeah. Yeah, actually, you already we think you already have in your mind, yeah, guys. Do you what kind of area of research interest? Yeah, yeah. I think it is the task is for you describe the independent and dependent variables of your research ideas. Yeah, and the second is what might be the hypothesis of your research ideas. Yeah, and what statistical hypothesis test should be used to test your hypothesis. Yeah, and you should explain it the rationally or the rationalist or justification. Yeah, you should. So like the example already delivered by Dr. Melissa from example 1 until example 5, I think you can already have some kind of some kind of clue, yeah, how to get like the idea, what kind of idea you want to research idea do you want to conduct, something like this, yeah, in your mind. Okay then, yeah, because I think it is the task, I think the task is individual, yeah, the task individual, and you may discuss or you may write down your task in this case. But I just want to check Dr. Atik is here. Dr. Melissa, yeah. Okay, guys, you can do your assignment for today's right now. Yeah, we still have around 45 minutes. Yeah. I think it's up to you. If we have some kind of a breakout room, maybe you can go into your own breakout room, yeah. But I mean, your tutor is not obligation. It's not a mandatory to join you because it is individually. Yeah, the task is individual. It depends on you how to. But you can discuss with your tutor. Yeah, through I don't know. Is it maybe you using your personal communication? Yeah, to your tutor as well. Yeah, but if we don't have any breakout room, yeah, you can just do it in this case until 10 p.m. I think. Sorry, 10 a.m. You have you have another class
Yes.
after 10.
Yes, we have SL at 10.
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah, then it is offline, right? Your class.
Yes.
Okay, so it means you already in the rumpun ilmu kesehatan, I think. Yeah. Okay, then please continue to do it your in if we have breakout room go to the breakout room, but if we don't have a breakout room, we just do it in here in this room. Okay, Darren, we have breakout room or not?
Wait, sir. I'm making it now.